Hi, so we have Dr. Pattathil Dhanya Menon with us. Her profile is known to everybody. Everybody knows us as a cybersecurity forensic investigator, and if you Google her, you're going to see all her profile and amazing work she has done. But I thought we'll take it a little more personal today, speak about her being the woman, the inspiration for most of us, for me, for sure. So I thought we'll take you through a little more of personal ideas. You remember we went for a meeting yesterday,
Yes.
and the first question he asked, the person who sat in front of us asked was, "Ma'am, is it okay if I ask you how did you start your journey? How
Correct.
did you come to cybersecurity forensic investigation?" So I think there's a lot of people who wants to know about how you ended up in this thing and how you really got into this position where people actually start like girls or women actually admire you. So I wanted to know how you started this journey, how you came into cybersecurity as such.
Yeah, like I keep saying, that is my destiny. I call it my destiny because I didn't know about this field as much like any others during those times. I'm talking about 25 years back where I didn't know about it. Probably most of the human beings living in India at that time didn't know about it. Well, the difference you can to where I got to be different is that when an opportunity came to me, I always tried out or gave my best before I said no. I was not scared of failing.
Oh, I think that's very important,
Yes,
right?
because I was not scared of failing because what if I don't perform well was never a question that popped up into my mind at all. Anything, any opportunity that came to me, I would say, okay, let me give it a try. If it's not for me, it's fine. It's one more trade or it's one more thing that I'll learn or acquire. So that's how I got into this. My grandfather's elder brother, I call him my godfather, he actually forced me to study this. So when this came in, I also didn't know anything about this field. He wanted me to be a lawyer, but I wanted a job as early as possible so that I can fund my dancing. So, and those days, computers would give you that guarantee job. That's all I was looking at. So I learned computers. Wherein, I actually defied his interest of going for law, and I went and learned computers. Because I finished my computers, he said, no, you have to do this. This is a new stream that is coming up. It is a bridging between your computers and my law. That's how he put it actually. So I have no idea. I had no idea what this is going to be, what it is going to be, whether it is going to give me any income tomorrow, nothing. I just said, okay, one more learning, let it be. I went and learned, that's all. But there was no looking back after the first class I attended. That's the funniest part. The first class I attended, the fifth day, I was asked to go and take a class again. Imagine going and taking a class about a subject that you're only 5 days exposed to. And who are you taking classes for? You're taking class for a bunch of police officers. When I say a bunch, it's about 200, 250 people sitting in uniform opposite to you. I was at that age where, okay, yeah, you drive without license sometimes. you know, Sometimes you end up parking when there is a no parking. And then the khaki uniform always scares you a little bit. And suddenly one day you are asked to go and take a class for 250 police officers wearing that khaki uniform and sitting opposite to you. And you have no idea about the topic except for that 5 days learning you have done. And my peers at that time, we were only five of us all over India studying this entire thing, and rest of them were men. Obviously, that is why I became the first woman. Otherwise, there would have been predecessors to me also. But then they came and said, Dhanya, you're a female. Go and take a class. They may not ask too many questions. So I said, okay. But one thing that helped me even there was my dancing because, I was not stage scared. I
Okay.
was not scared of facing people. I was not scared of, and I knew that trade and art of getting attention, which dance taught me from very my childhood onwards. When you're on in the limelight, when you're on the stage, how do you get the attention of people sitting in front of you? That is something which dance taught me, and I was not, I didn't have a stage fear. So I went there and I took class, and then it so happened that all those 250 officers sitting in front of me had at least 5 to 15 cases with them related to cyber. So the moment I finished my class, I had 250 into 10 on an average case files coming ready to me. That is the opening of my career. Now that is something which told me, my God, you have so much to do in this. You can't mark a leave. There was no way you can say, okay, today I'm not working, or I don't know about this. The only thing, when you have taken a class and you're sitting in front of them and they have a question, all you can do is, okay, let me just work on this and get back to you tomorrow. You can't say I don't know. It learned. I mean, I just got into it.
So you kept on learning as
I
it went.
kept on learning, yes. I still am learning.
So I want to give more insider story on forensic and your journey. But before that, something which we got connected quite well in, even in the introduction. I think that for the first meeting itself, we got connected with something which is dancing.
Yes.
So I love Bharatanatyam. I know you are more into the Kuchipudi side, but I think we have to give a little more information about your dancing part because I think you said you started being a dancer and the rest came along because you want to be a dancer.
Yes, yes. For me, dance is a language. It's my way of expression. So I started with Mohiniyattam. Then I went on to Kuchipudi. I learned Bharatanatyam also. But then somewhere I felt, my physique is not very compatible with this language of Bharatanatyam. But otherwise, yes, I did that. I always wanted to be a dancer.
I think this is one part. Like every time I make her speak about dancing, she stops in one sentence, and I like to poke a little more about it.
Yeah.
So you were performing, if I am not wrong. I think you told me that in your college years you were performing a lot.
Yes.
And then I think you took a break.
Hmm.
So are you back into dancing? Are you into? I think teaching was something which you also like to do when it comes to dance. So are you back into it?
I'm not a teacher where I have a lot of patience with, but I'm more of a mentor kind of a person. I would
Okay.
say. I'm not a teacher because I definitely want my students to be ready to learn. I cannot inject too much. So that is one part of me. Yes, I was performing while in college also, and actually a professional performer those days. I took a break after my first marriage at that time. And then I had a child, and then I went through a divorce. Yes, then I came back to dancing. Then again, I went back to performing, doing choreographies, doing major stage productions and things like that. I am teaching even now. So I do teach or mentor senior students, yes.
So this is something I'm looking forward to. I have seen your videos, your dance videos, but someday I hope I could actually see you perform live. And hopefully someday you'll come and perform in Trivandrum. Yeah.
I had performed in Trivandrum. Yeah, you can say my school days I was in Trivandrum because I did my 10th from Trivandrum, 10th standard from Trivandrum. So I was actually performing those days also. And then my second innings also I performed in Trivandrum, quite a few number of stages. But I think I will come back someday very soon. If not a full stage, at least with my senior students, I should be able to.
I think we'll do a full promotion at that time to make sure that everybody knows she is performing in Trivandrum, so we all can go and watch. I think every time we had a conversation, I think you keep saying the term black sheep.
Yeah.
So I think most of us women who wanted to get somewhere, achieve something, be a little different from our regular social norms. You keep saying second innings, the second marriage.
Yeah.
Taking that risk of going into a second marriage, taking care of a child. How was it like, being a forensic investigator, cybersecurity? You really don't have much of a personal time, is what I believe. So, as you said, you can't take a leave.
Correct.
So how was it managing, personal life, career altogether, all these years?
From very young, I should say, I was not scared of being the black sheep. I never bothered to convince people beyond a certain limit. I was not scared of saying no. I was not scared of putting my foot down wherever I felt no. So I don't like cooking. And I don't think it is a sin to say I don't like cooking.
I think that's something very important because we are, I think from a very young age, we are put in a place there where people made us believe as a female, you should know how to take care of a house and cooking.
That is where I differ. See, I didn't say I don't know cooking. I said I don't like cooking.
Okay.
Now, my point is, when you say you do not know something, that is where you get defeated.
Okay.
I know how to cook. If it requires me to cook, I will cook. I will cook, I will survive. I know how to survive. I can cook for any number of people if it is required. Now, that is a choice I make. I don't like cooking.
So that's what I'm saying. So basic cooking is a survival thing.
It's a survival
you are a human. You need to
It's
know how
gender
to.
neutral. You
Yes.
need to survive. You need
But
to
the
know how
part
to
where
eat.
you said that I chose to say that I don't prefer cooking,
Yeah.
to choose that and openly say that I don't prefer, I don't think most women are, even ready or confident to say in a social space. Like they are scared to.
I think every human being should be ready to say no where they want to say no. So I don't like cooking. I don't like cooking. That's it. No, I don't like maintaining a home. Doesn't mean I don't maintain a home.
Yeah,
I,
understood.
so yeah, I mean I don't like it. So I don't want to do it. That's all. I have better things to do. Even as a child, I used to do that. I used to manipulate it with I would use the word manipulate itself with my mother. Where I would sit and read because, okay, the option was either study, get marks, or do household chores. I would say, no, I will get marks. I will not do household chores. So that negotiation I made because I was very clear of what I was interested in doing and where I wanted to say no. That's all. So I was not scared of even as a child. So I was always a black sheep. I mean, girls are not expected to be like this. All these stories I've also heard. It's okay.
So this is one part which I said when I had your personal conversation with you that I admire where you were not scared to be the black sheep. Me personally, I was scared to be a black sheep to say no or to stop people pleasing is the actual word I would use. To stop people pleasing and saying no to certain things, I think I took a long time, maybe started working, and that's when I understood that you have to put a foot forward where it's needed. So you saying that from a young age you were okay with it. That's a very strong thing. I wish most girls know how to do that.
I would say I wish all of them knew how to do that. And even when I say that, I won't say I was not a people pleaser. I also pleased certain people who I wanted to please.
Okay.
Okay. So it's all a conscious decision. See, there is a level of tolerance for every human being. Mine may be a little shorter, yours may be a little longer, that's all. But mine may be much longer in certain other circumstances. So it's always somebody else's shoe that we're talking about. But I think we all should know how to make our choices and take responsibility of our choices. That's a very difficult part. Taking choices are easy, but who takes responsibility of the choices? That is where everybody is reluctant. What if I make this decision? I go wrong. Then what do I do? Goes wrong, goes wrong. What happens? Maximum what happens? You'll flunk. That's all. One more day.
So everybody who search your profile sees another name, which is Pranav Pattathil Menon. And some of us know that is your son. But you being this strong and somebody who is not scared to take decisions, how is your son? What is he doing? And a little more about him.
Thankfully, he's grown up without much damages. He grew up and he's a lawyer practicing in the Supreme Court with an office there. He's very independent. I think he's quite independent because, yeah, he didn't have a all attending mother all along, and all his childhood he was. I mean, he grew up around a single parent, but I won't say single parent without any support because we were in a joint family. So the paraphernalia was always there. My parents, my sister, his cousins, and so he was never like alone. But that concept of single parent definitely existed for him. And of course, an unavailable single parent. So that he had to manage. I think he's quite strong. He's okay. But how is he going to cope with life or cope? How has he coped with a mother like me? That's a question you should ask him. I don't know.
I think someday I'll do that. I'm waiting to meet him someday.
I don't think that answer would be very pleasing or pleasant.
So your usual term, second innings.
Yes.
I got to meet this amazing person, Ajit, and it was a very good together, I have to say. And you have been working together
Yes,
also.
yes.
So I have seen that he's a very supportive partner. But how is it working with your spouse?
See, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's good. It's reasonably good because see, if there are no differences, then there's no point in coming together or uh, whatever even when you're working in a working space or your family, there has to be differences, obviously. Otherwise, there's no spice to life, actually. So there are certain differences that we talk out, and then again, I think there is again this point of getting into life at a later age where I didn't have the pressure of convincing people around me. By then I was a totally black sheep, so I had no problem that I didn't have to convince anybody. So I could be myself and he can be himself. So we didn't have to actually mold ourselves or pretend to be somebody else in front of even family. So I think that gave a lot of comfort. And yes, we are working together, thankfully. There also we do complement each other. I'm more of a technical person, more of what you call the structure-oriented person, and he's more of sales and marketing person. So there is somewhere you call the front ending and the back ending. So I do the back end thing, and he's the front ending person. Yeah, there also we are complementing. And yes, as a person and as an organization too, I have also seen a lot of growth after my second innings, and I've had the second innings in all my things. I've had my second innings in my dancing. Had my second innings in my personal life with marriage, and now I'm going through my second innings in my organization also. We have partnered with certain organizations. We have gone out to GCC and opened our organization. Yes.
I think this is one part we have to speak, and I'm pretty sure Ajit is going to post just this part when I say this. I think back end, as you said, you have always been there. You have always been present for the investigations and everything. But we got her outside again speaking. She's sitting in front of us, and I met her because Ajit came into the picture, I believe, and the business development came in, and then the associations came in, and that's how we got her out again, which is a good thing.
Not that I've not been in public space, but I've been only on the, talking about the cases, the issues, the awareness, and that's it. Beyond that, no, I've not talked business. Never. I don't think anybody in Kerala or around me even identify me as an entrepreneur. It's always the investigator that they know, or couple of them or a few of them, okay, identify me, or they like to identify me, thankfully, as a dancer. These are the only two identities that I have. As an entrepreneur, nobody has looked into me. Yeah, I think I do have a face. 16 years old now.
And again, when I first got to know about you, before even we started speaking, I got to know your profile as the cyber forensic investigator and the work you have done, obviously, for the government sector or the private sector. That's what I knew about you. But the entrepreneur side, the Avanzo side of it, I got to know, I think, because when we started associating.
Correct.
And when we speak about Avanzo, I think we'll have to address the part that even though you like the investigation side of it, we have to speak about Avanzo Trust here.
Absolutely.
I really want people to know what you're doing behind that.
See, we have this NGO called Avanzo Trust, where we have a program called CAP. It's a trademark program called CAP, CAP. It's cyber awareness program, basically. We have been doing various kind of awareness programs through schools, colleges, and different social sectors for the last 16 years. We were the first to bring out a toll-free helpline number in Asia. There was nobody in 2010 who even thought about that thing.
2010.
2010, we were the first organization to come out with a toll-free number where victims could reach out and seek help. And we had 8 lines working on the toll-free number where we used to get calls day in and day out. And to attend or do the back end of the calls that we got, we had to switch off the lines after 5:30. So from 9:30 to 5:30, we had these 8 lines call coming in where we would record. And then the office had to work for the till next day morning 9:30 to cover up the backend process and the documentation of those calls. So that's the kind of thing that we were doing from 2010 to 2015. And it became very expensive for us to fund it. And of course, technology also developed, and from the toll-free number, we shifted to WhatsApp helpline number, which saved us a lot of cost actually. But we have not stopped our process. We have not stopped our activities. We are still doing the awareness program. We still have the number where we get calls, we get WhatsApp, we help people. Our main focus is to support minors, under 18 people, because like I said, there is a personal bailout that I take, after 18, if you can decide who governs me, you have a voting right, then you have to know how to deal with your life. So that is something that it's a personal bailout actually, because otherwise it's too vast for us to keep doing this all throughout. But for minors, yes, as an adult of the society, I definitely think we are responsible for the next generation. Yes, we do that.
So speaking of CAP, I think this is something I really want to promote, which is the cyber awareness program. To put it in very simple terms, when she first explained what CAP is for me, I have a 9-year-old. It's not easy to speak to young children about cybersecurity or digital safety as such, because the language is different. That's where when Dhanya first time told me that our CAP program is for children in their language.
Correct.
That is where I actually found that is needed right now. So we do have our, I think the cyber police, our state
cyber
government,
dome
the cyber dome. All of them have these programs where they go, the cops go to the schools and try educating the kids. But then I do not know how well it is connecting when it comes to the language which children understand. I have seen certain videos, they are very good. But when you spoke about, and when the boot camp came in where we worked together, the language which was used for the children, that's important. I really want to, put it for the viewers about the video links of CAP.
Yeah, see, from CAP, again, we have devised a program called Yes Cyber, so that, there's basically a thought that, when we're talking about cyber awareness for children, we are saying a complete denial of digital space. Yes, there is a complete denial of digital space when the child is very young. Up to age 3, it's a complete no only. Now, I know how many parents are going to relate to this or even get angry with me. I don't know about it. But then, yes, till the age of 3, no child should be allowed on the digital space. Now, that is the underlying rule every parent needs to understand. From there on, you have to be regulating the child about how much they use, what they use, and what is the content they are consuming. The words that I'm using is very thoughtful. It is consumption of content that the child does. And every content that the child consumes rewires the child, or actually, you're talking about children who are completely differently thinking, or even differently aware or differently educated when they come, and you are expecting our normalcy from them. The problem is with us. We are forcing them onto a platform which they know nothing about. We are giving them, and we are asking them to be there, and then they get all unwired or rewired or dewired or whatever term you want to use it. And then when they are out of that, or when we want them to be in our space, we expect our normalcy from them. Problem is us.
I think our normalcy doesn't really exist anymore.
No, every generation, this shift is there.
Yes,
see,
definitely.
Our parents' normalcy was different from our normalcy.
Yes.
It will be different for the next generation. The next generation will also see a difference. But out of all these normalcies, there is something called, what is the kind of knowledge or content every child can consume at every age. Now, I keep talking to parents about this. On the internet, maybe there is nothing called, maybe there is a lot of fake news and bogus news, and there is a lot of wrong information also. But let's just take it that for this hypothetical situation, we'll take it that internet doesn't have any kind of wrong information. But that right information, is it going to a child at the right age or at the right time? That is the question. There are very few young children who are prodigies, who can maybe sing all Carnatic ragas even when they are just 1 year old or 2 years old. Can every child do that? Cannot. Every child cannot sit and do Pythagoras theorem when they are 2 years old or 3 years old. But every child at 2 or 3 is exposed to the same content online which every adult is exposed to. Now that is the problem. It is not, I'm not still contending or defending the content that is there. I'm talking about who is consuming at what time. There is everything has got a right time and a right place. Now, when you break that borders, then you can't expect the child to behave like a child. If you're giving adult content to a child, the child will behave like an adult. Simple. But without the responsibilities attached. The child is not expected to be responsible.
So I think when it comes to this parenting side on digital space, a lot of people who are expert at this, psychologically expert at this, has made enough videos out there. Parents are saying it. And as you said, after 18, if you choose to have a child, it's your decision what you show to your child, where you put your child in. But then when it comes to us, Avanzo, I think we have to speak about Yes Cyber, and I think we'll actually put a link also for.
Yeah, sure. See, Yes Cyber is basically defined for very young children who can watch some videos. Again, those videos are only for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because I was completely against giving anything online. But then, every year, and it's been 16 years since the organization as such, we have been trying to pass on this kind of an awareness where we find stakeholders around a child is not taking responsibility, unfortunately. It's just passing the parcel. The school blames the parent blames the teacher blames the school again, and all of them blame the government. See, at the end of the day, you can pass on the parcel and nobody actually holds the parcel is a different thing. But in that process, your child is growing up in this particular space, being uncontrolled, unregulated, not knowing what to do, and also being addicted.
So it's like a little bit of effort from everybody.
Everybody. So I was actually against, like I said, I was actually against the concept of giving an online training. But then again, we also had to evolve, and we also had to, be a Roman when you're in the Rome. So I also decided, okay, let me give small videos for children. It's a full length, the course curriculum we have divided, or we have put it for an hour and a half or something. And but we've given only 15 minutes video. And it's a continuation storytelling kind of a thing, which the child can take it in breaks. There's nothing where the child is forced to learn or anything, but there's a self-awareness kind of a thing which the child will go in and can acquire. So yes, cyber is something which we have devised for very young children, so that the parents can actually buy it for them, like you buy a toffee or you buy a burger or you buy I would put a better healthy thing by like how you would buy a glass of milk maybe. And yes.
Yeah. So Yes Cyber is there, and I believe under this video we'll add a link towards Yes Cyber.
Please.
It's basically, as she said, small videos which you can actually show your children. I think it's about digital safety, but in their own
language,
in things which little minds can understand.
Correct. It is not very scary. It is like how they can empower and they can feel like, and it's true. The next generation can actually teach you what to do and what not to do in the digital space better, because they understand the terminology better. They are born in this environment. Yeah.
So when we talk about Yes Cyber and kids awareness, we actually together, Telikoz and Avanzo together, we did a boot camp for kids, young kids.
Yes.
I think until 8th standard is what we did. So where we took kids through small little games and puzzles where they understood what digital safety is. And it was designed by Dhanya, and she made sure that it is in a way that kids can understand and with terms which doesn't scare them very clearly.
Correct.
So Avanzo keeps coming up with boot camps, and I hope we can associate again this year.
I really hope.
Boot camps where, again, this is something which parents can be, they can be comfortable, because it's not from a parent side. For me, my son might not listen to everything I speak, but then when somebody as a teacher or somebody stands there and gives them idea about safety through stories and games, it's easier to get to kids. So we are looking at bringing up more boot camps.
I'm also looking forward to whatever we can do to spread awareness, because children, when they get into trouble, it's hurtful.